Well, Ren is back again, and now we're going to have to face a fate worse than death. Child support. Lot Love is a fan game that takes place after Boyfriend to Death 2, where instead of going through horrific torture scenes, you had to figure out how to be a good mother. And if you ask me, that is much scarier than going through torture. But anyway, here are the content warnings. Now please enjoy yourselves. Also, of course, being a mother is not as terrifying as torture. It's been a long time since I felt aware of myself. I've been on autopilot, not feeling, not reacting. I don't remember much. Where am I? I have to wake up. But what was my name? My name? Lion. It seems I've been asleep. I looked around. I was in a room, sleeping in a large armchair, until I noticed that a small figure had been watching me. Hi, child! You slept too long this time. Was it my fault? I'm sorry. Where am I? The girl looked at me confused, as if she thought it was a joke. Still, she answered my question. At home, Mom. Can't you see? Did she just call me Mom? Wait. Why did you call me that? Because you are. Enough! It's not funny! I stood up slowly, stretching my arms and legs. Then I noticed something cold and heavy around my neck. When I looked closer, I saw some kind of metal collar. What is this on my neck? I grabbed the metal ring around my neck, unable to find any way to open it. Emma stared at me. She didn't look scared, just confused, as if she couldn't understand why I was so worried. Mom, you've always had it. Don't you remember? Always? No, that can't be. My fingers traced the cold edge of the metal. It felt like a shackle fitted to my neck. I was frozen in shock. I don't remember any of this. Emma frowned, her eyes glimmering between irritation and sadness. Mom, again? You said you wouldn't joke about this anymore. Her voice trembled with disappointment, waiting for my usual reaction. I'm going to try to calm her. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm just a bit confused. That's all. Emma looked at me silently for a few seconds, then nodded, though in her eyes there was something I couldn't quite read. I looked at Emma again, a bit distracted and confused by my behavior. I must look suspicious, asking way too many questions or not remembering so many things. So I came up with the idea to suggest something we could do together. Maybe that way she could have some fun. Emma, do you want to draw with me? Draw? Yes, Mom. Wait for me. I'll go get the crayons and paper. I watched Emma as she drew. She seemed happy to spend time with me, focused on every stroke. I started to notice she was drawing 3 figures. One seemed to be me, another her, and the third one. Who could that be? Until she lifted the drawing so I could see it better. Aw, that's so cute! It's us! Who's the one with the glasses? I'd better not ask. I'd sound suspicious. The sound echoed from somewhere deeper in the house, like a door closing. Emma flinched, but her reaction wasn't fear. It was excitement. That noise. We're not alone? It must be Dad! Dad? My heart started pounding, but my mind was still blank. Who, Dad? Oh, hey, where have you two been? Couldn't find you anywhere. Sorry, I was, busy with my own things all day. His voice was soft, almost sweet, but there was something in his tone that made my skin crawl. Instinctively, a deep fear and an unconscious sense of rejection rose within me, as if my body remembered what my mind had forgotten. Something deep inside me knew that man. From Emma's drawing, the figure with glasses that now made sense. I knew he was her father, and somehow I was her mother. Emphasis on somehow. I guess in this world, yes, EpyksLion exists, and we are going to roll with this. Even so, I couldn't recall how I met him, but from the feeling in my gut, a knot of terror and warning, I knew it wasn't anything good. Ren looked at me, noticing my discomfort and fear towards him. He seemed surprised, as if he hadn't expected that reaction, so he tried to ease the tension. Come on, Emma. Let's let your mom rest for a bit. Besides, it's time for your private lessons. Okay. I watched as the two of them leave the room. Finally, I could relax a little without that man's presence. What was his name again? As soon as I sat down, my eyelids grew heavy until I drifted off to sleep. Before long, I fell into deep slumber. Everything was silent, as if the world had vanished around me. There were no thoughts, no memories, only a heavy emptiness that felt eternal. Suddenly, fleeting images flashed through my mind, broken fragments of something I was trying to remember. In front of me, a figure stood silently, watching. I lost my breath, trying to convince myself that he hadn't seen me, but it was useless. His gaze was already fixed on me. I tried to step back, but my legs wouldn't move. It felt like something invisible was keeping me there, trapped in the darkness. Don't worry. You'll learn to love these sensations. To love me. I couldn't react in time. Fear had me completely paralyzed. My eyes followed the path to where the blade had buried itself in my thigh. The man didn't look away, watching every movement of my face. A searing pain spread from the open wound, stealing my voice. All I could do was let the tears stream down my cheeks, overflowing from an indescribable pain. I wanted to scream, I wanted to move, but I had no voice in that place. It was as if no one could hear my cries or my screams. I woke up startled, my chest burning and beads of cold sweat sliding down from my forehead. The living room was dimly lit until I felt a pair of eyes staring at me. Whoa! What was that? Did I wake you? You've been sleeping on the couch a lot lately. Are you avoiding me? Is there something you want to tell me? I'll tell him about the nightmares. I had a nightmare. I was in a basement and a man stabbed me. I don't remember everything, just that it was horrible. Basement, huh? It's been a while since we went down there, hasn't it? What do you mean by that? I used to take you there often, remember? But not anymore. I avoid it because of Emma. Although, I still use that place. My broadcasts need a convincing setting. It's not easy to attract victims, you know? But the money my viewers leave is worth it. What? So, you were the one from my dream? Memories hit me all at once. Every scream, every wound, every look of his in that basement. I felt the ground crumble beneath my feet. My hands were sweating, and I could barely breathe. Hey, that is not like you. Come on, hey. It's not that bad. I noticed Ren approaching with his hands extended, trying to hug me. Of course I'm gonna let him comfort me! Relax. I'm here. Ren wrapped me in his arms. His warmth calmed me, but it didn't erase the sense of danger running through me. I felt Ren stroking my hair with his claws. It seemed he was prolonging the hug, as if he hadn't received one from me in a long time. It's good that you're finally accepting your place, your role as a mother. I know you didn't pay much attention to Emma before, but now she can't stop talking about you. Just keep acting the way you are. I noticed him lean closer to whisper something. You'll have your reward. Reward? I didn't protest or ask about it. I simply nodded until he pulled away from the hug. Rest. I watched as Ren leave the room. I tried to go back to sleep, despite the situation. I closed my eyes and eventually fell asleep. A ray of sunlight filtered through the window, forcing me to open my eyes slightly. I yawned softly, feeling the heavy weight of last night's nightmare. Then, to my surprise, Ren appeared wearing a pink apron. Huh? Morning, sunshine. Come on, it's time for breakfast. I got up, still wary, but I was really hungry, so I followed him like a zombie. I was still sleepy, though. The kitchen looked perfectly organized. Flour in a bowl, eggs cracked into a small plate, sugar in a glass jar, next to a hand mixer resting on the counter. On the stove, a pan waited with the heat on, while Ren calmly held the mixing bowl and poured it carefully, letting the first pancake start cooking. I watched Ren focus on making pancakes, while Emma, on her tiptoes, curiously reached towards the bowl. With a mischievous smile, she dipped the tip of her finger into the raw batter and quickly put it in her mouth, unable to resist her hunger. Huh? Can I help you with something? Oh, no need. Sit down. We'll take care of it. I sat in the chair at the table, waiting while listening to what they were doing in the kitchen. Emma was still on her tiptoes, trying to scoop more pancake batter with her finger until... Emma, be careful! The container wobbled and fell on the girl, and Ren noticed immediately. Oh, what a mess. Sorry, Dad. I was hungry. I watched Ren take a kitchen cloth and carefully clean the batter from Emma's hair. She, still hungry, licked the remaining batter off her face, unaware of the mess. Don't worry. The first pancakes are yours. I watched Ren bring Emma's plate and mine. Ren joined us for breakfast. It seemed he wouldn't eat, but he sat anyway to keep us company. We watched Emma use her hands instead of utensils. Ren just watched and pretended to be distracted. I was shy, but the pancake smelled and looked delicious, so I began eating. Ren watched me eat the pancakes, as if noticing I liked the food he had cooked. A smile appeared on his face. I didn't notice how long it took for me to finish the pancakes. Ren saw that Emma and I had finished eating and got up from his seat. Well, I have to get back to business. I watched as Ren leave the dining room. Emma seemed anxious and grabbed my hand unexpectedly. Mom, let's go to my room, please. I didn't refuse her insistence and let her guide me through the hallways and up the stairs to her room. I noticed Emma's room. Pink sheets, a few crayons and paper scattered on the floor, and a bookshelf full of books and stuffed animals. Emma began telling me about each stuffed animal, as if each had a name and a story, but I was distracted in my thoughts and started speaking aloud without realizing it. Where could he have gone? Do you mean Dad? He probably went to the basement. He doesn't let me go, but whenever I put my ear to the door, I can hear him talking to someone. It's unfair. Dad can have friends, and I don't have any. What do you mean you don't have friends? Well, Dad doesn't let me go out or go to school. He says there are bad people outside, or they could make fun of me for my beast-like traits. He told me I come from a race called Beastkin, though I don't fully understand what that means. He says humans don't know about our existence, and considering it strange, they might judge us. Man, actually, yeah, I hate that Ren is kind of right on this. Considering the state of the world now, like, if we can't even deal with our own kind, I don't think they are willing to accept a whole other species. So, unfortunately, Ren is right. Your father's right. He wants to look after you and protect you. There aren't many good people out there. I get it, but sometimes I want friends to play with. Look at this! I found something in Dad's room. Emma leaned over her pillow and pulled out an instant photograph she had kept hidden. She carefully handed it to me so I could see it. I took it in my hands. Ah! The photograph showed Ren holding Emma when she was just a baby. She wore a pink and yellow dress, looking like a little doll, and Ren looked incredibly happy. Oh, I love this photo. Wait, you took this from... Emma looked at me, trying to hold the lie. She still didn't know what to call her father. Ren, Mom. Dad's name is Ren. Ren? Did you steal it? Steal? No, well, yeah, but he never notices. I'm agile and discreet. That gave me an idea. Could Emma help me escape? Could I finally get out of here? I have a child! Emma, we could take the keys and go out for a while. What? No, I don't want to leave Dad. Right, I forgot. She isn't aware of what I've been through. I'd have to convince her another way. I'm not talking about leaving forever. If we take Dad's keys, we could go out for a while. To the park. We could play together. Yeah, I wanna. The smile on her face made me think my persuasion was working. Emma, what if you help me find some items? That way, we can go. Which ones? The remote that Ren carries? Emma froze, as if struggling with her own thoughts. How do I know about the remote? I mean, I know about the remote, but like, how would I know? What's wrong, Emma? Dad told me that the collar keeps you calm. That many times you wanted to leave, and thanks to the collar, you stayed here. If I take the remote, I'd be disobeying him. That's what he had taught her. I had to convince her. I know Dad said that, but wouldn't you like to go to the park, meet kids your age, and make some friends? Really? What about Dad? Dad doesn't have to know. It'll be our secret. Emma hesitated, but finally nodded timidly. Good. I'll tell you where he keeps it. Usually in his pockets. Could you try to take it? Okay. I'll try. A sound from the first floor broke the silence. The basement door opened. Ren had returned. That was fast! I watched as Emma ran to greet him, torn between waiting for her or finding the house keys for myself. Search for the house key! Okay, sure. Well, Emma took care of removing the color remote. I preferred to save time and look for the keys. They might be in Ren's room. I walked down the hallway until I reached the door. There was a double bed. I assumed we both slept here, although my memories were still vague. I tried to focus on finding the keys, so I first went to the left nightstand. There was nothing important, just a couple of worthless objects. When I checked the other tables, I carefully inspected everything, photographs, papers of notes. But among his belongings, I found something more peculiar. Several hentai books! I didn't remember him having that sort of taste. I heard footsteps approaching down the hallway. The door closed behind me. Emma, don't make a sound! To my surprise, it was Ren. Ren! I thought that was Emma! He watched me silently, curious, without objecting to my presence. His eyes glanced down at what I was holding in my hands. What are you doing here? Oh, don't tell me you're looking for the keys. No, of course not. I was admiring your hentai collection. Tension filled the room. Ren expected me to try to make a move, like a predator assessing its prey. That is not the look of a predator. That's the look of a man who's just tired. Then he noticed what I was holding. One of his hentai manga. He seemed surprised to discover that you had been browsing through his intimate collection of manga, and a subtle shift occurred in his expression. Oh, you found that? I have quite a few of those for when you avoid me. I mean, I gotta satisfy my own needs. Although, I have been very patient with you. Hey, yo! No! Rand began to unbutton his shirt. I could have looked away, but my eyes traced to every scar and the hair on his chest. Oh, no! He approached me. I tried to resist and push him away, but ended up giving in to his caress. He shoved me towards the bed, getting rid of his pants, leaving him in boxers. Ren. Oh, no! Shh. You'll have your reward, and I'll have mine. I saw him bring a hand to his boxers, and he starts lowering them to reveal his hardness. Oh, no! I stayed breathless for a moment, with his head resting on my shoulder. He covered me with little kisses and whispers that I barely understood. At last, you learn to love these sensations, to love me. Oh. I survived. Great! So it seems there are about 3 endings in this game, and the only choice that matters, comes, a little later on. I will point out, which choice that is. But in the meantime, let's go over some of the other options. Who are you? It's me, your daughter. Did you forget? I thought to myself, daughter? That can't be possible. I don't remember. Yeah, I was just joking. With those words, I tried to sound believable. Maybe being around her would help me remember a bit more. I stood up slowly, stretching my arms and legs. Then I noticed something cold and heavy around my neck. Okay, let's skip through. Press there with questions. Emma? Who put this on me? Who did it? The girl opened her mouth as if to answer, but closed it quickly. No, I can't say it. Dad won't let me. A chill ran down my spine. Dad? I looked at Emma again, a bit distracted and confused by my behavior. I must look suspicious, asking too many questions and not remembering so many things. So I came up with the idea to suggest something we could do together. Maybe that way she could have some fun. Okay, let's skip through. Oh, okay, I am going to lie to him. We don't need to lie to him, but I'm just gonna. No, it's nothing. I just wanted to get more comfortable here. I see. If you say so. You decided not to tell him the truth, and stayed calm. Ren noticed you were lying, which he seemed to deduce as if he could read your mind. I guess you were having a nightmare? You haven't had one in a while. He really was perceptive, so with a sigh, I had no choice but to tell him. I had a nightmare. I was in a basement and a man stabbed me. I don't remember everything, just that. It was horrible. Yep, we've already seen this. Let's skip through. Now, the choice that matters is letting him comfort you or pushing him away. Okay, this is one of the choices that matters. For this run, we're going to push him away. Ren froze for a moment, shocked by my behavior. He expected me to be submissive. His expression turned cold and threatening. I watched as he pulled a remote from his pocket. I wobbled to my feet. It felt as if I were being hit from all sides at once. I'm sorry. You left me no choice. Really thought we were finally becoming a family. Get along with Emma now, though you still carry that resentment towards me. I know I didn't manage to make you love me, but together, we could be something more, understand? A real family. No, this is all a farce. Emma shouldn't live deceived. Her father is a kidnapper, a torturer. Her entire life is a lie. Enough! He shocked me again until my body collapses. Please, let's avoid this topic. He leaves the room, leaving a freezing silence behind. I tried to get back to sleep despite the situation. I closed my eyes and eventually fell asleep. Well, my health! A ray of sunlight filters through the window, forcing me to open my eyes slightly. Okay, let's skip right through. You don't have any friends. Out of context, it's just wild. Look at a challenge going like, you have no friends. God damn. He should let you out. I don't think everyone is like what your father says. There must be good people like me? Me? Someone who just called you friendless? Also, like, this is second choice that actually does matter. You do have to, like, tell her that, like, Ren is wrong, basically. Or I'm not sure what happens, like, if we choose to just, like, say, yeah, your papa's right after all that. I have no idea. Emma smiled, encouraged by my words. It's true. Look at this. I found something in Dad's room. Emma leaned over her pillow and pulled out an instant camera she had kept hidden. She carefully handed it to me so I could see it, and I took it in my hands. Oh, it's me. The photograph seemed taken shortly after Emma was born. I looked different, a little heavier, while Emma was wrapped in blankets with her eyes closed. Dad loved this photo. It was hard to find. He hid it well. Also, like, I know that Emma has been calling us mom this whole way through, but I would like to imagine that in this world, Mbrag is real. Okay, the dev already gave us a knot. Okay, the developer already knotted us. So, like, clearly, Mbrag is real, right? When he showed it to me, he said it was the best day of his life. He looked happy. He also told me that in the first days after birth, she couldn't open her eyes or hear. He says it's normal for beastskin pups. Later, I was able to develop my senses. Wait, you took this from, Emma looked at me, trying to hold the lie. She still didn't know what to call her father. Ren, Mom. Dad's name is Ren. Got it. Okay. I'm going to wait for Emma to bring the remote. I waited for Emma to bring the remote and saw her return in a hurry, holding something. Is this it? She showed me the color remote, and I took it. Desperately, I start inspecting it, wanting it to open, then pressed a random button. I shocked myself! Emma panicked, not knowing how to react. Mom! Emma couldn't hold back tears, seeing the shock from the remote hurt me. No, don't cry. Don't cry. I'm fine. Just wrong button. So I wouldn't mind doing it again. I found a button on the back of the remote, and finally, it opened. Oh, finally! My neck felt lighter as I touched the back of my head. Good. Now we have to be quiet. Ren, your dad could discover our secret. Let's go to his room. Emma nodded, following behind me as we passed the hallway to his room. Watch the door, Emma. I checked the nightstands. I went first to Ren's table and carefully inspected each item until something cold and metallic brushed my fingers. The keys. Got him! I took Emma's hand and we carefully went down the stairs. I rushed to the door, trying to align the key. Miraculously, the lock matched. Almost. Emma tugged at my clothes to warn me that Ren was coming. We heard hurried footsteps, and Ren appeared, agitated. What the hell? Are you trying to escape? And your collar. He was about to attack me until he saw Emma hiding behind me. Emma. Honey. Ren looked tense, unsure how to handle the situation. He was frustrated. Then suddenly, he broke down crying. You want to escape? After everything we've been through together? I know you've been acting strange, but come on! You don't have to do this! I noticed Ren's persuasive words, trying to convince me that all of this was madness. I wouldn't fall so easily! This was my chance! No, Ren, Emma needs to have a normal childhood. She can't grow up locked away without meeting other children, without being able to play, without her freedom. And I didn't want to say more in front of Emma. I don't want Emma to become someone like you. She deserves a normal life. A happy life. Without saying more, I focused on the front door, about to unlock it. Ren knelt, still crying, unsure how to change my mind. Please, don't do this. I can change. I can try to be better. I don't want to lose you two. Emma, I just wanted to protect you. I didn't know how, but I can't let you go. Please, let me show you that I can. I can do it differently. I can take care of the both of you. I don't want you to be apart from me. Please. Just one chance. Let me fix it. I'll do whatever you say. Anything. I don't care. Just don't leave me alone. Just give me a chance. Please. Don't take my family away. Bye, Ren! Ren, this isn't about you. This is for Emma, for her life, and for mine. We can't live like this anymore. If you really love me, you'll let me do this. For her, and for us. I turned the key and the front door opened. I took Emma's hand without looking back. You survived. You escaped with Emma. Fine. I won't be mean to Ren. I'll stay with him. Seeing Ren cry and beg for me and Emma made me think about his words. Maybe everything could change. I believed in his promises and stayed. Alright. I'll stay, Ren. But Emma needs to go out and play! You stayed. You believed in Ren's words. Notice how it didn't say you survived? Should I be concerned? Anyway, that was Locked Love. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And for a fan game, I really did enjoy this. I feel like they actually did stay true to probably a fanon version of Ren. Because personally for me, I feel like this is how Ren would actually be like within this situation. If like he actually had a child, he would try to change in such a way. And I can imagine Ren actually like acting the way he did in this like fan game. Yeah, there are no bad ends, which is like what the series is known for. But still, like, I quite enjoyed it. I feel like this is a nice send-off to Ren Hana that we desperately needed, by the way. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.